Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Hare Hare. Nadiya Bihari, Gaur Hare, Mayapura Chandra, Gaur Hare.
Viraga, Riga.
Sachi Mata Prana Dhana, Gaur Hare. Vishnu Priya Prana Dhana, Gaur Hare. Kali Yuga Avatari, Gaur Hare. Kali Malahari, Gaur Hare. Nitayira Pranadhana, Gaur Hare. Patita Pavana, Gaur Hare. Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवृतकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती श्री वाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीपीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवृतकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा गोपाल की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. How many are online then? And in that, how many brahmacharis? ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to our Brahmachari class, in which we are discussing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Adi Lila, chapter 11th, the expansions of Lord Nityananda. In the earlier chapter, he says the branches and sub branches of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were described, and in this, branches and sub branches of Sri Nityananda Prabhu are similarly listed. First verse gives kind of a summary. Please repeat after me. Nityananda Padambhoja Bhrungan Prema Madhunmadan Natva Khilan Teshu Mukhya Likhyante Katichinmaya. So Nityananda Padambhoja Bhrungan is the bumblebee. Prema Madhunmadan. Madhu is honey, Unmadan maddened. Natva offering obeisances, Akhilan to all of them. Teshu out of them, Mukhyaha the chief. Likhyante being described, Katichin a few of them, Maya by me. After offering my obeisances unto all the devotees of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who are like bumblebees collecting honey from his lotus feet, I shall try to describe those who are the most prominent. So all are offered obeisances and described are the most prominent ones. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Tahara Charanashritaye, Sei Dhanya. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who has taken shelter of his lotus feet is glorious. Jaya Jaya Shri Advaita, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhura, Sarva Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Shri Advaita Acharya Nityan Prabhu and all the devotees of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So henceforth, I think I will recite alone. You hear. Tasya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Satpremamara Shakhinah Urdhva Skandhavadhutendo Shakharupan Gananumah. Shri Nityan Prabhu is the topmost branch of the indestructible tree of eternal love of Godhead, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I offer my respectful obeisances to all the sub branches of that topmost branch. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this posture of dancing. So and so this is like two branches, Nityan Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. As such, many more, but these are two prominent ones. So Nityan Prabhu's branch is most prominent. Shri Nityananda Rukshera Skandha Gurutar Tahate Janmila Shakha Prashakha Vistar. Shri Nityan Prabhu is an extremely heavy branch of the Shri Chaitanya tree. Rukshera Skandha Gurutar. Gurutar is extremely heavy. From that branch grow many branches and sub branches. Malakarer Ichha Jale Badhe Shakhagan Prema Phula Phale Tari Bhari Chaila Bhuvan. Watered by the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these branches and sub branches have grown unlimitedly and covered the entire world with fruits and flowers. असंख्यानंद गण के करु गुणन अपना शोधिते कही मुख्य मुख्य जन. So there are unlimited innumerable branches, sub branches. So how many can I describe? I will just describe for personal purification. Apana shodhite kahi mukhya mukhya jan, just few prominent ones. Prabhupada in purport says, one should not write books or essays on transcendental subject matter for material name, fame, or profit. Transcendental literature must be written under the direction of a superior authority because it is not meant for material purposes. If one tries to write under superior authority, he becomes purified. All Krishna conscious activities should be undertaken for personal purification. Apana shodhite, not for material gain. Just for that word apana shodhite, Prabhupada has given purport, particularly about how one should not write essays, books, etc. for name, fame. When one writes under authority, then he will be purified. The intention, all that will be proper. That's what I was earlier saying here or somewhere. That nowadays so many books are being written by ISKCON devotees. Maybe hundreds or thousands of books are there. Only one good thing is the editing is not editing. Now forward is given by some devotee who is in good standing maybe. So then he has gone through the book he knows, okay, good book, good, helpful to devotees, like that. Otherwise, one will only write and publish it. There may be the contamination of his mind that is produced in that book. But if he has heard it, if he has, the book has gone through some devotee, then it is better. Shri Veerabhadra Gosai Skandha Mahashakha, the main branch, greatest branch is Veerabhadra Gosai. Who is that? Son of Nityam Prabhu only. Tara Upashakayat Asankhya Tara Lekha, and that branch has many branches, sub branches. Not possible to describe them all. So when Vasudha Devi, all the boatmen don't allow Abhiram Thakur to board. Anybody boards the boat, before that ask what is the name. So anybody says I am Abhiram Thakur, don't allow him to board. You should not take him to this side, because this side was then the everybody understood this child is a pure devotee, not some ordinary person. And that is Virabhadra Gosai. Is incarnation of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So non-different from Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many devotees, but Virabhadra Gosai is non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being Kshirodakshay Vishnu. And some other details are also given, disciples, etc. Okay, we'll go ahead. Ishwara Hayya Kahaya Mahabhagavat. Virabhadra Gosai is Supreme Lord only, Supreme Personal Godhead, but still he was known by as a great devotee. Veda Dharma Tita Hayya Veda Dharme Rat. He is beyond Veda Dharma, the Vedic injunctions, but Veda Dharmatita Hayya Veda Dharme Rat. He was engaged in following the Vedic rituals. So they act as devotees. All, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityam Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Shrivas, Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. They act as devotees, but they are otherwise Lord Himself. Lord's first expansion, Nityam Prabhu, Bhakta Swarup, Bhakta Avatar, the incarnation, Advaita Acharya, then Bhaktavataram Bhaktakhyam, Bhakta, devotee directly, Narad Muni as Srivas Thakur, and Bhakta Shakti, the energy of the Lord in the form of devotee, Gadadhar Pandit. Antare Ishvara Cheshta Bahire Nirdambha Chaitanya Bhakti Mandape Teho Mula Stamba is the main pillar in the hall of devotional service erected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew within himself that he acted as the Supreme Lord Vishnu, but externally he was prideless. Ishwar antare Ishwara cheshta, bahire nirdambha. So this dambha word is many time coming. No pride. Akrodha Paramananda Nityananda Rai. Abhimana Shunya Nitai Nagare Bedai. Abhimana Shunya. So this is very important quality, to be prideless. In ignorance, one becomes proud, and in knowledge, one becomes humble. And lust makes us helpless, and we depend on devotees more, knowing that I'm very weak. But pride makes us go away from devotees. We think I'm so great. Hmm? I have done this, I have done that. Who are these other devotees? So our dependency on devotees decreases. We go away from devotees. And that's how Maya will smash one. So that way lust is not a problem so much as pride. Because as I said, lust takes one close to devotees. Yes or not? There is one possibility that we feel so lusty that we feel, oh my God, I am unfit only to be with devotees. And we go away only. I should not be a pretender. Let me just go away. But that is rare to happen in nonsense. We'll depend more on devotees. We'll ask Prabhu. At least indirectly in the question, in the Bhagavatam class, etc., one asks such question. What if one feels very lusty, though he's a brahmachari, and he's asking about himself only? Like that. Sometimes they may tell slight lie, like Prabhu, sometimes devotees ask that they feel very lusty. He is only feeling lusty, and he's saying sometimes devotees ask. He's not having the guts to directly say, I feel very lusty. But at least somehow or other, he has come closer to devotees. But pride is there. When you say, what is that Bhagavatam class? All kids attend Bhagavatam class, not for Mahabhagavat like me. So it's very dangerous. Pride is very dangerous. So particular mention is made of this great quality in Srila Virabhadra Gosai, despite his being the supreme personality of Godhead, and he knew it internally. अद्यापि यहर कृपा महिमा होते चैतन्य नित्यानंद गाय सकल जगति. It is by the glorious mercy of Sri Virabhadra Gosai that people all over the world now have the chance to chant the names of Chaitanya and Nityananda. Sri Virabhadra Gosai Laina Sharan. Of that Virabhadra Gosai I take shelter. Yahara Prasade Haya Abhishta Puran, and by his mercy all one's desires will be satisfied, fulfilled. Shri Ramadas Ar Gadadhar Das Chaitanya Gosaira Bhakta Rahetara Pash. There are two devotees mentioned here of Lord Chaitanya. Name either Chaitanya or Nityanand. Chaitanya Gosaira Bhakta Rahetara Pash. Two devotees of Lord Chaitanya named Shri Ramdas and Gadadhar Das always lived with Shri Virabhadra Gosai. Okay, they are devotees of Lord Chaitanya, but they are with Virabhadra Gosai always. Acha, Ramdas is later known as Abhiram Thakur, one of the 12 Gopals. He was earlier Shri Dama. And Gadadhar Das is effulgence of Srimati Radharani. Is it mentioned there? Most of the things are about Abhiram Thakur only. Hardly any mention of Gadadhar Das. Anyway, Nityanande Agya Dila Yabe Gaude Ayaite. When Nityananda Prabhu was ordered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to go to Bengal, Mahaprabhu Yeidui Dilatara Sathe. Mahaprabhu gave these two devotees with Nityananda Prabhu. Who are they? Ramdas means Abhiram Thakur and Gadadhar Das, not Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Das, the incarnation of the effulgence of Srimati Radharani. Ataiva Duigane Duhara Ganan Madhava Vasudeva Ghoshere O Yei Vivaran. Thus, they are sometimes counted among the devotees of Lord Chaitanya and sometimes among the devotees of Lord Nityananda, because they are originally devotees of Lord Chaitanya, but more or less stayed with Virabhadra Gosai. They were sent with Nityananda Prabhu. Similarly, Madhav Ghosh and Vasudev Ghosh belong to both groups of devotees simultaneously. Very bold. Sometimes some devotees are connected to two temples, like that. These temple devotees say he's connected to our congregation, and that temple devotees say he's connected to our congregation. And if they are asked, yeah, I visit both the temples. So it's Achintya Bheda Ved Tattva. Whom do they belong to? Every temple thinks that they are connected to us. It's because of being connected to us, they are great. Sometimes some transcendental competition goes on. But here that kind of problem was not there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not thinking. After going with Nityananda also, he was calling, sending. So you remember, na? Your roots are from me. So hope you remember. That kind of problem was not there in Mahaprabhu and his associates. We have some counselors become too possessive. Even if the counsel is sent to other temple, where Radhesham Prabhu, for understood he will be serving there whole life. But this Prabhu will be in touch. And he will tell him also, be in touch. Just in case divorce happens. Original husband exists. Like that. And I have seen also, because from Garbhadan Sanskar only the divorce was put, seeds were put. There are great possible and there are divorces. And the Prabhu consults this Prabhu, and this Prabhu is also shaking because he is not in good shape because of his that contamination of being possessive and all that. Then creates problems. So we should not be like that. We should give some support because he was from our counseling group or connected to us, and then he's gone to another temple. So till he settles, just like a daughter is given in marriage to some man, some family. So the parents initially may talk to her and so okay, fine. And then when it is seen that she is ecstatic there, happily situated, very happy with husband, in-laws, other relatives, then the parents should, okay, she's well situated, no need to worry. Not that then keep poking. So your husband is taking care or not? And how are the in-laws? You understand? So they add contamination, poison in her. Oh, she said like that. Your daughter, your mother-in-law said like that. Then what did you say? You understand? Mother has a problem or father has a problem. This is not good. We see after Devavati was handed over to Kadam Muni, how much did Shatarupa and Swayambhu Manu keep in touch with her? Writing letters, coming again and again in forest, and sending soldiers to Kardamuni saying that send her because she might have become lean and thin in eating your kandamul. So send her for just 10 days. We'll make her fat again and send her back to your service. This kind of foolishness some parents do. So, all varieties of things. So at least learning from there, we should spiritually be little more careful. Understand? Huh? Not be possessive, but being protective is natural for those who are in authoritative position. But being possessive is not good. Difference, you understand? Being protective and being possessive. Protective is okay. Okay, he has just gone from this temple to that temple and maybe settling with the new atmosphere, maybe little that. So they are little bit keeping in touch. But possessive means after a long time has passed by. 1 year is over, 2 years, 5 years, and this Prabhu is. So Prabhu, are you satisfied? He's only poking. You understand? What is the need of poking? His 5 years are over and he's going on from his words and all. We can understand why to, because he's feeling insecurity feeling. Yeah, the counselor is feeling insecurity feeling. Oh, our count decreased by one because that Prabhu was sent to another temple. So a lot of contaminations are there while practicing devotional service. That's what Srila Rupa Goswami was explained by Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the 19th chapter of Madhya Lila, Rupa Shiksha. निषिद्धाचार कोटिनाटी जीव हिंसन पूजला प्रतिष्ठा दियत उपशाखा गण. That profit addition distinction, these are the weeds that grow apart from forbidden behavior, nishiddhachar, kotinati, diplomacy, and duplicitous behavior, and also Jiva Himsan, violence to other living entities. So here we find there is no problem. See, not only this Ram Das and Gadadhar Das, but apart from them, Madhav Ghosh and Vasudev Ghosh, they also are belonging to both the sides. Hope our discussion is okay. बोलते तो कुछ ऐसे लिखा ही नहीं, आप क्यों बोलते जा रहे हैं ऐसे? Because this is our problem, and we learn from these great souls how not to be possessive of people. Be protective, but that feelings are there somehow in us, that I am the Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, I am the maintainer, I am the friend to all. We have to know that those three things are for Krishna. That's how the counselor is restless. Gyatva mam shantim ruchati. By knowing these three things, one attains lasting peace. And the counselor is not peaceful, he's restless because he thinks I am the friend of my counselor who is sent to another temple. He forgets that Krishna says he is the one. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the friend. And on his behalf, okay, counselor acted as a friend, but now he has gone to that temple and Krishna will take care of him. No need to worry too much. At least don't be possessive. Okay. Any question? Yes. Veerabhadra, Vidarbha nahi. Veerabhadra. He preached very vigorously afterwards in Bengal and many other places. He was very famous. If I am not wrong, in I don't know, that was Veerabhadra Gosai, yeah, mostly in Kheturi Gram Gaur Purnima, first Gaur Purnima festival, when Panchatattva appeared and dancing Kirtan and so much. Particularly, if I'm not wrong, it was Veerabhadra Gosai who was dancing so ecstatically that devotees were so much inspired and they were ecstatic. So, hearing that, one blind man came. I said, "What is happening? What is that you are enjoying so much?" He said, "The son of Nityam Prabhu is dancing so jubilantly, you know, and all that." So that blind man developed a desire. I want to see. If only I could have vision, but I am blind, born blind. So by the Lord's mercy, he was given vision and he could see Lord Veerabhadra Gosai dancing. So he felt he was very deeply satisfied. So Veerabhadra Gosai is described a lot in the later generation after Nityam Prabhu. He's very special soul.
प्रभु जी, अभी राम ठाकुर लाइक प्योर डिवोटी थे और डिवोटी कभी किसी को तकलीफ नहीं पहुंचाता, लाइक जब भी दूसरे को पेन होता है तो
blessing, his nature was when he would pay obeisances to any deity in which Lord is not present. That means Pran Pratishtha is not done properly, so Lord is not present. So the deity would burst open. If he paid obeisances to any person who was not a pure devotee, he would die on the spot. That's why when Raghunandan was heard that, Abhiram Thakur heard that Lord Gopinath, home deity of Mukunda Sarkar, has eaten food directly from son, Raghunandan, who is 5-year-old. He became ecstatic. He said, "Oh, I must go and pay obeisances to such a pure devotee of the Lord." So when he came, parents came to know, Mukunda Sarkar and wife, and they were very scared. No, our child is not pure. Somehow the Lord ate, and now if he pays obeisances, our child is likely to die. So better we hide him. So they sent him somewhere and hid him there. Said, "Don't like that." So there, here Abhiram Thakur came. He inquired, "Where is Raghunandan?" "Oh, he's gone out. We don't know when he'll come back." So he said, "No, I'll wait for him." Such a pure devotee, we should not miss. So he sat outside the house only. That place is still there in Shrikhanda. How many of you had been Shrikhanda? You have only taken Shrikhanda, I think. So there, that place is still there. That platform is there where he sat, waited for Raghunandan. Then there, Raghunandan knew that Abhiram Thakur has come and he's waiting for me. So he thought this is not good to make great soul wait like that. So he came, and when both of them were front next to each other, then immediately, and parents saw, "My God, exactly what we tried to avoid, our best, that has only happened." And then Abhiram Thakur paid his obeisances to Raghunandan. They thought, gone. our son will die now. But when he got him, Raghunandan was peaceful, like that. Then Abhiram Thakur was ecstatic. It is very clear he's a pure devotee. Then he takes out his whip called Jai Mangal, all auspicious. And then he started beating Raghunandan. Beating means not to kill him. That would give ecstasy to the person whom he would beat. So he was beating, and Raghunandan's ecstasy was growing like anything with every beating. So ultimately, parents came and said, wait, he was stopped. As the child cannot contain so much of ecstasy. Enough is enough, like that. So, like that. So, he will not do anything bad to anyone. So, those children were supposed to leave body. For that matter, the first 8 daughters of Sachimata Jagannath Mishra also left body. Whereas Abhiram Thakur in that picture, he was not in picture at all. That will happen. The 6 sons of Vasudev Devaki, they died. So that they are supposed to leave the world. For whatever reason, they take birth through such a great lady as Vasudha Devi, as Nityananda Prabhu's children. And for little bit, whatever might be remaining, and they go away. Means they leave the body. And then comes powerful personality like Veerabhadra Gosai.
ये विराम ठाकुर को मतलब empowerment कहाँ से ऐसे मिला था? Blessing?
That I don't know specifically. In general, by the Lord, little more specific Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but there may be some story behind which I don't know. But है, आप भी सोच रहे हैं क्या कुछ? Give him some whip. I tell devotees to be away. They're likely to be swollen up. रामदास मुख्य शाखा सख्य प्रेम राशि शोल सांगेर काष्ठ ये तुली कैल बांशी वंशी. Ramdas, one of the chief branches, was full of fraternal love of Godhead. That is, fraternal love is Vatsalyaras. Fraternal is Sakhyaras, yes. Fraternal love of Godhead. He made a flute from a stick with 16 knots. Achha, this is the same Ramdas, Abhiram Thakur only. So once he was dancing, and then suddenly he picked up one whole tree and held it like a flute, and he played on it. Huge tree only he lifted up like a flute. He's Sridama, so he's in Sakhyaras. Gadadhar Das Gopi Bhave Purnananda Yara Ghare Danakeli Kaila Nityananda. Shri Gadadhar Das was always fully absorbed in ecstasy as a gopi. In his house, Lord Nityananda enacted the drama Danakeli. Shri Madhava Ghosha Mukhya Kirtaniya Gani Nityananda Prabhu Nrutya Kore Yara Gani. Shri Madhava Ghosh was a principal performer of Kirtan while he sang Nityananda Prabhu dance. All the three brothers, Madhava Ghosh, Vasudev Ghosh, and Govinda Ghosh, all three singers, they would lead different of those 7 groups in Kirtan, and they would sing Mahaprabhu dance in Rath Yatra of Jagannath Puri. So Madhava Ghosh was there now with Nityananda Prabhu, when he would sing Nityananda Prabhu dance. Vasudeva Gite Kare Prabhura Varnane Kashtapashana Drave Yahara Shravane. When Vasudeva Ghosh described Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda while performing Kirtan, even wood and stone would melt upon hearing it. So that song Vasudeva Ghosh only says about glorification of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, huh? Huh? No, but that particular line. पशु पाखी झुरे पाषाण विधरे सुनिजार गुण गाता. That is not Lochan Das Thakur, no? Okay. So that is Lochan Das Thakur. But here, what is saying? Pashana Vasur here, Pashana diya. Kemone gadiyache. That he, out of humility, he says, the creator instead of heart placed one stone in the heart of Vasudeva Ghosh. But otherwise, he has written that song, Jai Jai Jagannath Sachiranandan. Vasudeva Ghosha Kare, Vasudeva Ghosha Bole Kori Joda Hatha, Jai Gaura Sei Krishna, Say he Jagannath. But otherwise, when he would perform kirtan, the description here says wood and stone would melt upon hearing it. How would it be? You see some devotees leading kirtan and wood is melting, stone is melting. Chai. There are so many great souls who with pure devotees who were in love with Krishna. So that would happen. When Tukaram Maharaj would go to perform his abhangas on the top of Bhandara hill, or sometimes he would go to Chandrabhama hill, Bhamgiri. So when he would go, now his wife has to provide tiffin box, bakri and some sabji. So how to know which of the three mountains he has gone to? Otherwise, it will be too much of labor for her. She goes, searches in first one, again climbs down next one. So she would see today which are the stones on a particular mountain which are vibrating Lord's name. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hari. The stones would vibrate. Because that day he had gone by that route. So all the stones would absorb the sound vibration. And they would be whole day singing. And the wife would come to know, oh, today on this should climb. And sure enough, he was there. Amazing. Like that, so many great souls. Ours in our heart also doesn't resonate. लगता ही नहीं कि heart ने आज कुछ chanting की है. So we can pray to these great souls. Sometimes we may also melt in ecstasy. He says that तदश्मसारं हृदयं बतेदं यद्गृह्यमाणेर्हरिनामधेये विक्रियेताथ न यदा विकारो नेत्रे जलं गात्ररोहेषु हर्षः. That heart is certainly still framed, which despite chanting in ecstasy, the tear do not come from the eyes and no palpitation and all that. So when will that happen? I think we were reading such characters, such pure devotees description in the pages of Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam. One day will happen. That will happen. Murari Chaitanya Dasera Alauki Kalila Vyagragale Chade Mare Sarpa Sane Khela. This I think we should not aspire. Cannot aspire. There were many extraordinary activities performed by Murari, a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes in his ecstasy, he would slap the cheek of a tiger, and sometimes he would play with a venomous snake. So this Murari Chaitanya Das was born in the village of Sar Vrindavan Pur, which is situated about 2 miles from Galashi station, Burdwan line. Came to Navadvip, he settled in the village of Modrum or Mamgachigram. He is the disciple of Saranga Murari. Saranga Thakur, that's how he became famous as Sarang Murari Chaitanya Das. He was dead by biting of a snake bite. So when snake bites a child, in Bengal they say that if lot of water is fed to such a person, then he can come back. The poison can be nullified. But he's dead. How will you feed him water? He cannot drink, dead body. So they throw him in the Ganges. And in the Ganges, automatically the water will go in the body. So sometimes the poison may be nullified and person will come to consciousness. But exactly that's not what happened. Rather, his dead body came touching to the body of Sarang Thakur when he was taking bath early in the morning in the Ganges near Modrum Deep. And earlier only he was asked by Mahaprabhu several times that you please initiate somebody. So he was not agreeing in his humility, but ultimately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you must. Then he said, okay, tomorrow early morning, whosoever I meet see first, I will initiate him. And sure enough, this dead body of the child only came, touched his body. So when he saw that body is dead body, but as he had promised Mahaprabhu, then he recited the mantras in his right ear, Gayatri mantras, etc. The child came to consciousness because Guru has that potency to revive. He anyway opens Chakshur Unmilitam Yena, so he can open this way also. He can bring the person back to life. So immediately the child surrendered fully. He was given the name Chaitanya Das. He said, I am yours. But somehow the parents came to know that our son has revived. So they went by that logic. Water, we put him in water, water nullified the poison, something like that. They said, "You are our son, please come with us." He said, "Nothing doing. I have been revived by him. It is not through material means, but through spiritual initiation. I have been brought to life, and I belong to Sarang Thakur. I will be serving him only." So he remained with Sarang Thakur. He became famous by the name this Murari Chaitanya Das, and he served the deities of Sarang Thakur also. He says in Antakanda, it is said Murari Chaitanya Das had no material bodily features, for he was completely spiritual. That's how sometimes he would chase after tigers in the jungle and treat them just like cats and dogs. In one sense, that they are like that only, tigers, and but only thing in one sense. In another sense, they are not. In Maharashtra, they call a cat as Mausi of tiger. वाघाची मावशी मीन्स बाघ की मौसी मौसी है इसलिए हाइट में छोटी है ऐसे, लेकिन वही है ना रंग क्या कहते हैं, bodily features are similar na, cats and tigers, so they call like that. But we know in another sense there is a lot of difference. You cannot exactly treat them as cats, but some people are there from childhood, they are with this kind of tigers and all, and they are okay. I heard earlier Shamsundar Prabhu also was. Anybody has heard? He was having some lion or something like that before meeting Prabhupada, maybe. He had no fear of his external body, of which he was completely forgetful. 24 hours he would be chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sometimes he would remain submerged in the water for 2 to 3 days, but he would feel no bodily inconvenience. Thus, he almost behaved like stone or wood, but he always used his energy in chanting the Hare Krishna. So, great souls. Nityanandara Ganayata Sabhavraja Sakha. All the associates of Nityan Prabhu were the friends in Vrindavan Bhumi. Shrunga Vetra Gopavesha Shireshikhi Pasha Pakha. So, Shrunga means that horn. What is it called? That buffalo horn they have. So that Vetra is stick. Gopavesh wearing the clothes of cowherd boys. Shire Shikhi Pakha. And on the head they would have peacock feather. Janamata is Anang Manjari. रघुनाथ वैद्य उपाध्याय महाशय यहार दर्शन कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति होय. The physician Raghunath, also known as Upadhyay, was so great a devotee that simply by seeing him one would awaken his dormant love of Godhead. Nothing is written about him. Sundarananda Nityananda Shakha Bhrutya Marma Yara Sange Nityananda Kare Vraja Narma. Sundaranand, another branch of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, was Lord Nityananda's most intimate servant. Lord Nityananda Prabhu pursued the life of Rajabhumi in his company. One of the 12 cowherd boys of Balramji. Kamlakara Pipalai Alokika Rita Alokika Prematara Bhuvane Vidita. Kamlakar Pipalai is said to have been the third Gopal. His behavior and love of Godhead were uncommon, and thus he is celebrated all over the world. Former name was Mahabal. So there are books like Radha Ganodesha Deepika and some others in which so many relatives of Krishna, Radharani are all described. Their mausi and their dress color, which place they are from, the names of their husband or wife, all that. So many of them would naturally be there in Chaitanya Lila also. So here is one. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . सूर्यदास सरखेल तार भाई कृष्णदास नित्यानंदे दृढ़ विश्वास प्रेमेरा निवास. So Suryadas Sarkhela, the father of Vasudha and Janva. He was the younger brother of Gauridas Pandit. Tara Bhai Krishnadas. Who is this Krishnadas? They have some more brothers. Suryadas Sarkhela and his younger brother Krishnadas Sarkhela both possessed firm faith in Nityam Prabhu. They were a reservoir of love of Godhead. And originally they were from Shaligram. Shaligram place. He's saying few miles from Navadvip. I don't know whether it comes in East Bengal or West Bengal now, but eventually they shifted to Ambika Kalna, where now also we have that DT of Gauridas Pandit. That Gaur Nitai, the curtain closes. How many of you had been there? Curtain is closed after every few minutes because otherwise they become ecstatic seeing devotees and they jump out of the altar. They join the devotees. If roaring kirtan is done, they like to join the kirtan. That was originally also that happened. So they started this system of closing the curtain every now and then. So Suryadas Sarkal offered his two daughters in marriage to Nityam Prabhu. Gauridas Pandit Yara Premodanda Bhakti Krishna Premadite Nite Dhare Mahashakti. Gauridas Pandit, the emblem of the most elevated devotional service in love of Godhead, had the greatest potency to receive and deliver such love. So we should be able to receive also and then deliver. Whatever we receive, that's what we will deliver. So if we are on this side to Shantipur, how many of you had been to Shantipur? So if you just cross Ganges, that side you will find Ambika Kalna, so close. But if you go by road route, then all the way you have to go, you have to cross Gauranga Bridge and then again come back to reach Ambika Kalna. It's a little far, it takes more than 1 hour or so. But this is so easy. Just go to this thing, Shantipur, which is hardly 25 kilometers, and then cross the river by boat. Once we had gone there with His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, we had the ferry, huge, and all of us boarded in after Shantipur lecture was over, and then we went to the other side. Yes. Or maybe the other way, we were at that side, then we came, something like that. नित्यानंद समर्पिल जाति कुल पाति श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंदे करी प्राणपति. Making Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda the lords of his life, Gauridas Pandit sacrificed everything for the service of Lord Nityananda, even the fellowship of his own family. So you know that famous story, once Gauranga and Nityananda went in a boat to the house of Gauridas Pandit. Met him, they had conversation, nice. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu handwritten Bhagavad Gita is also there. How many of you saw? Bhagavad Gita written by in the handwriting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there in a casing in that temple. In a shelf, not shelf, casing kind of glass, and you can see the handwriting of Chaitanya. So that is there, but here that time they both had to leave. But Gauridas one day said, "Oh no, Lord, please, I cannot bear separation. You stay back here only." Lord said, both the Lord said, "We need to go." He was so much in love, they could not resist his love. So ultimately, they produced a deity, a pair of deities of Gaur Nityai, and they offered him. See, these are non-different from us. You just accept them and let us go now. He said, if that is the case, these are non-different from you, then let them go. You stay here only. So they understood so much he loves us. So then they stood like deities, and these deities who were standing like that, they took the hands down, they started walking away. Then original Gaur Nitai became deities, immovable, like deities now. So then he ran behind those deities who were now Gaur Nitai and ran and said, no, 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 no. You please stay back, let them go. So immediately those Gaur Nitai, they became like these deities. And these Gaur Nitai who were like this, they took the hands down, they started walking. Again he came running to them. No, 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 no. You stay back. Let them go. It happened few times, then he understood it is futile to, both are non-different only. Then he settled with one. Might have forgotten who was the original one, but no problem. All are same only. So much he loved them. And those are the deities of Gaur Nitai who are present in that house now. Very beautiful deities. नित्यानंद प्रभुर प्रिया पंडित पुरंदर प्रेमार्णव मध्य फिरे ऐछे न मंदर. The 13th important devotee of Sri Nityananda Prabhu was Pandit Purandar, who moved in the ocean of love of Godhead just like the Mandar hill. So now, by now 12 are over already. That Veerabhadra Gosai and all that. We did not count, but they were covered. Now he's directly coming to 13th one. Pandit Purandar met Sri Nityananda Prabhu at Khaddaha. When Nityananda Prabhu visited this village, he danced very uncommonly, and his dancing captivated Purandar Pandit. The Pandit was in the top of a tree, and upon seeing the dancing of Nityananda, he jumped down on the ground and proclaimed himself to be Angad, one of the devotees in the camp of Hanuman during the pastimes of Karna. So that's why he jumped from the top of the tree. And that's how he was on the top of the tree also, because he's Angad. In ecstasy, he jumped from there. परमेश्वर दास नित्यानंदे का शरण कृष्ण भक्ति पाए तारे ये करे स्मरण. Just by remembering him, one gets Krishna Bhakti, whose name is Parmeshwar Das. For him, Nityananda Prabhu was the only shelter. Parmeshwari Das also. Why Parmeshwari Das? Because Ishwari was Janma Mata or Parmeshwari. So he was always assisting her afterwards also. He went for that Kheturi first Gaur Purnima festival with Janma Mata. So it's called Parmeshwar Das, Parmeshwari Das also. Was there his recently something was there? That was Purushottam. Somebody else name. Jagadish Pandit Haya Jagat Pavan Krishna Premamruta Varshe Yena Varshaghan. Jagdish Pandit, the 15th branch of Lord Nityananda's followers, was the deliverer of the entire world. Devotional love of Krishna showered from him like torrents of rain. So this Yashoda Gram he is from. It's in the Chakdaha. Anybody had been to Chakdaha? If you are going from Mayapur to Kolkata on the highway, you have to take one right and small lane here and then if you go. So this Yashoda Gram is the place in Chakdaha. The Bhagirath's chak got burnt there. Chakradaha, the Chakdaha. Bhagirath was bringing Ganges from that side. So that's how they did Chakdaha. Yes. Yeah, but I think I'm not very sure because this was later on that he was coming from Puri to Navadvip. So then Lord Jagannath told him that you go to Navadvip. He said, no, I cannot bear separation from you. So I want to be with you only. Then Lord said, no, don't worry. So ultimately Lord said, okay, I will come with you. You hold one stick. I'll hang on to it. Then I will come with you. So then he was coming like that, but he was told not to look back, see behind. Something like that Sakshi Gopal story. But then one point of time, somewhere in the middle, this place, Yashoda, he happened to stop or look back. So then Lord said, now I will not go further. I'll remain here only. So that became the Chakdaha place. And the temple is there. Jagannath is still there. Huge Jagannath, big Jagannath. And a stick is also there. So that stick, if it is kept outside, it grows automatically. So that's why they keep in a casing. And there it remains of the same size. That stick is also there now. Here it said both his father and mother were great devotees of Lord Vishnu, and after their death, Jagdish with his wife Dukhini and brother Mahesh. See, that is Hiranya Pandit and Jagdish Pandit, isn't it? This is Jagdish and Mahesh Pandit. That's why I feel they are two different. Also, they were elderly people, friends of Jagannath Mishra, whereas this is little later, I believe. So I think that story you can see. Left his birthplace and came to Sri Mayapur to live in the company of Jagannath Mishra and other Vaishnavas. Some things are matching also. Lord Chaitanya asked Jagdish to go to Jagannath Puri to preach the Harinam Sankirtan movement. After returning from Jagannath Puri on the order of Lord Jagannath, he established deities of Jagannath in the village of Yashnagram. That stick and all that description is there. नित्यानंद प्रिय भृत्य पंडित धनंजय अत्यंत विरक्त सदा कृष्ण प्रेममय. The 16th dear servant of Nityan Prabhu was Dhananjay Pandit. He was very much renounced and always immersed in love of Krishna. He is Vasudam, one of the Gwalbals, Dwadasya Gopal. Mahesh Pandita Vrajera Udara Gopal Chakkavade Nrutya Kare Preme Mota Matoyal. Mahesh Pandit, the seventh of the 12 Gopalas, was very liberal. In great love of Krishna, he danced to the beating of a kettle drum like a madman. Palpada, the same place, Chakda railway station. नवद्वीपे पुरुषोत्तम पंडित महाशय नित्यानंद नामे यार महोन्माद होय. Purushottam Pandit, the resident of Navadvip, was the eighth Gopal. He would become almost mad as soon as he heard the holy name of Nityananda Prabhu. Stoka Krishna appeared as Purushottam Pandit. Recently, it seems Purushottam Pandit, Purushottam Das Thakur, something appearance disappears. Balram Das Krishna Prema Rasa Swadi Nityananda Name Hoya Parama Unmadi. Balram Das always fully tasted the nectar of love of Krishna. Upon hearing the name of Nityan Prabhu, he would become greatly maddened. Mahabhagavata Yadunatha Kavi Chandra Yahara Rudhaya Nrutya Kore Nityananda. Yadunath Kavi Chandra was a great devotee. Lord Nityananda Prabhu always danced in his heart. Ratnagarbha Acharya had three sons, Krishnananda, Jiva and Yadunath Kavichandra. Radheyar Janma Krishna Dasa Dvijavar Srinityananda Rate Ho Parama Kinkar. The 21st devotee of Srinityananda in Bengal was Krishnadas Brahman, who was a first-class servant of the Lord. Radhadesh means where Ganges does not flow. Ekachakra Dham comes in that only. काला कृष्णदास बड़ा वैष्णव प्रधान नित्यानंद चंद्र बिनु नाही जाने आन. The 22nd devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Kala Krishnadas, who was the 9th cowherd boy. He was a first class Vaishnava and did not know anything beyond Nityananda Prabhu. That's how he was saved afterwards when he accompanied Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to South India. Being the follower of Nityananda Prabhu saved him by sending him to Navadip with Mahaprasad of Jagannath to Sachimata, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur and all the devotees to inform them Mahaprabhu is back from south. So if you wish, you may come. And the devotees came also. So through that service and Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, he was saved. Earlier, he was a Gopa boy of the name Lavanga, one of the 12 Gopa friends, Walbals. श्री सदाशिव कविराज बड़ो महाशय श्री पुरुषोत्तम दास तहार तो नहीं. The 23rd and 24th prominent devotees of Nityananda Prabhu were Sadashiv Kaviraj and his son Purushottam Das, who was the 10th Gopal. Ajanma nimagna Nityanandera charane nirandara balya lila kare Krishna sane. From birth, Purushottam Das was merged in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, and he always engaged in childish play with Lord Krishna. Because he is the 10th Gopal, he would play with Krishna. तारपुत्र महाशय श्री कान्हू ठाकुर यार देहे रहे कृष्ण प्रेमामृतपुर. Shri Kanu Thakur, a very respectable gentleman, was the son of Purushottam Das Thakur. He was such a great devotee that Lord Krishna always lived in his body. So a lot of descriptions of them are there, and Prabhupada has put them in purport. When he was about 12 days old, Shri Nityananda Prabhu took him to his home at Khadda. He took birth on the Rath Yatra day. When he was 5 years old, he went to Vrindavan with Janva Mata. Only 5 years old. Hi, great. Because of seeing his ecstatic symptom, he was given the name Kanai Thakur. Okay, we'll go ahead. Mahabhagavata Sreshtha Datta Uddharan Sarvabhave Sabe Nityanandera Charan. Uddharan Datta Thakur, the 11th among the 12 cowherd boys, was an exalted devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda in all respects. Prabhupada has some connection in this Suvarnavanik family. Prabhupada appeared in the same family, coming from Uddharan Datta. Nityananda Prabhu, when he went to that place of Uddharan Datta, it's near Kolkata. I don't remember the Saptagram, I think, Adi Saptagram. So then Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu preached to many merchants there. Staying in the house of Uddharan Datta, he preached to many merchants and they all became wonderful devotees. And that's how this Kolkata city came up eventually. Because these are all merchants, very wealthy, etc. There is Shadbhuj Gauranga deity there. Acharya Vaishnavananda Bhakti Adhikari Purve Nama Chilayar Raghunath Puri. The 27th prominent devotee of Nityananda Prabhu was Acharya Vaishnavananda, a great personality in devotional service. He was formerly known as Raghunath Puri. Incarnation of one of the successes, 8 mystic successes. Anima, Lagima, Mahima, Prakamya, Kama, Vasaita. So one of them is him, Vaishnavananda Acharya. विष्णुदास नंदन गंगा दास तीन भाई पूर्वे यार घरे चिला ठाकुर निताई. Another important devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Vishnudas, who had 2 brothers, Nandan and Gangadas. Lord Nityananda Prabhu sometimes stayed at their house. Nityananda Bhrutya Paramananda Upadhyay Shri Jiva Pandita Nityananda Gunagay. Paramanand Upadhyay was Nityananda Prabhu's great servitor. Shri Jiva Pandit glorified the qualities of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Paramananda Gupta Krishna Bhakta Mahamati Purveyara Ghare Nityanandera Vasati. The 31st devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Paramananda Gupta, who was greatly devoted to Lord Krishna and highly advanced in spiritual consciousness. Formerly, Nityananda Prabhu was also resided at his house for some time. He was Gopi, Manju Medha. Medha. Narayana Krishnadas, Ara Manohar, Devananda Chari Bhai, Nittai Kinkar. These 4 brothers were the servants of Nityananda Prabhu. Narayan, Krishnadas, Manohar, Devanand. Chod, Hoda Krishnadas, Nityananda Prabhu Pran, Nityananda Padavenu, Nahi Jane An. The 36th devotee of Lord Nityananda was Hoda Krishnadas, whose life and soul was Nityananda Prabhu. He was always dedicated to the lotus feet of Nityananda, and he knew no one else but him. Nakadi Mukunda Surya Madhava Sridhara Ramananda Vasu Jagannatha Mahidhara. Among the Nityananda's devotees, Nakadi was the 37th, Mukunda the 38th, Surya the 39th, Madhav the 40th, Sridhar the 41st, Ramananda the 42nd, Jagannath the 43rd, and Mahidhar the 44th. श्रीमंत गोकुलदास हरिहरानंद शिवाई नंदई अवधूत परमानंद. Srimant was the 45th, Gokuldas the 46th, Haranand the 47th, Shivai the 48th, Nandai the 49th, and Paramanand the 50th. Vasant Navani Hod Gopala Sanatan Vishnai Rajara Vishnai Hajara Krishna Nanda Sulochan. Vasant was the 51st, Navani Hoda the 52nd, Gopal the 53rd, Sanatan the 54th, Vaishnai the 55th, Krishnanand the 56th, and Sulochan the 57th. Just taking the names of these devotees is purifying. If you want to know the details, you have to go to the purport. Kamsari Sen, Ram Sen, Ramachandra Kaviraj, Govinda Sri Ranga Mukunda Tina Kaviraj. The 58th great devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu was Kamsari Sen. The 59th was Ram Sen. The 60th was Ramachandra Kaviraj. And the 61st, 62nd, and 63rd were Govinda, Sri Ranga, and Mukunda, who were all physicians. So, disciple of Srinivas Acharya was Ramchandra Kaviraj, who became friend of Narottam Das Thakur Maharaj. Shri Pitambara Madhvacharya Dasa Damodar Shankara Mukunda Jnana Dasa Manohar. Among the devotees of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Pitambar was the 64th, Madhvacharya the 65th, Damodar Das the 66th, Shankar the 67th, Mukunda the 68th, Jnanadas the 69th, and Manohar the 70th. Nartaka Gopala Rama Bhadra Gaurangadas, Nrsimha Chaitanya, Meena Ketan Ramadas. The dancer Gopal was the 71st, Rambhadra the 72nd, Gauranga Das the 73rd, Nrsimha Chaitanya the 74th, and Meenaketan Ramdas the 75th. Incarnation of Sankarshan is Meenaketan Ramdas. Where does Meenaketan Ramdas you hear about? What? He is Krishna's Kaviraj Swami. His brother's house, where the Pujari neglects Meenaketan Ramdas. And also there was fight between brother of Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami and Meenaketan Ramdas because brother was not understanding the Guru. He was not in favor of Nityananda Prabhu. So then Meenaketan Ramdas become disturbed. He breaks his stick and leaves that place. And eventually the brother of Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami falls down from devotional standards. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami before that night only had chastised his brother. Being pleased with that, Nityananda Prabhu comes in dream to Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami and guides him. You go to Vrindavan and all that is required to be done will be informed to you. And then that's how Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami lives. So the incarnation of Sankarshan. Vrindavanadas Narayanira Nandan Chaitanya Mangala Yeho Korilo Rachan. Vrindavandas Thakur was the son of Narayani, who was a niece of Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur's eldest brother was Nalini Thakur, who died earlier only. So Srivas Thakur was taking care of this Narayani, who was later on married to one person in Modrum Dweep. That's where she gave birth to Vrindavan Das Thakur. When she was a widow, her husband died quite early only. Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote Chaitanya Mangal, which later became known by the name Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. भागवते कृष्ण लीला वर्णिला वेद व्यास चैतन्य लीला ते व्यास वृंदावन दास. Just like Vyasdev is the narrator, writer of Krishna's pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, likewise Vrindavan Das Thakura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. सर्व शाखा श्रेष्ठ श्री वीरभद्र गोसाई तार उपशाखा यत तार अंत नाई. Among all the branches of Sri Nityan Prabhu, Veerabhadra Gosai was the topmost. His some branches were unlimited. Ananta Nityananda Gan Kekoro Ganan. There are unlimited associates of Nityan Prabhu. How could I describe them all? Atma Pavitrata Hetu Likhilan Katajan. For my own purification, I just wrote about few of them. यही सर्व शाखा पूर्ण पक्व प्रेम फल यारे देखे तारे दिया भासाई ल सकले prema phale and sakale. All these branches, the devotees of Lord Nityan Prabhu, being full of ripened fruits of love of Krishna, distributed these fruits to all they made, flooding them with love of Krishna. Nityan Prabhu is the number one follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh." So Nityan Prabhu followed it for sure and passed on the same legacy to his followers who did it so well. अनर्गल प्रेम सबार चेष्टा अनर्गल प्रेम दीते कृष्ण दीते धरे महाफल. All these devotees had unlimited strength to deliver unobstructed, unceasing love of Krishna. By their own strength, they could offer anyone Krishna and love of Krishna. Sankshepe kahilanye nityanandagan. In short only I described these associates of Nitya Prabhu. Yahar avadhina paye sahastra vadan. Even the 1,000-mouthed Sheshanag cannot describe all of these unlimited devotees. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Padeyara Ash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Das. With an ardent desire to serve the purpose of Shri Rup and Shri Raghunath, I, Krishna Das, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. So 61 verses in this 11th chapter of Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any question? Not much to ask. What is asked?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Online, any question?
Hare Krishna. Is it audible, Roji?
Nothing? So we'll end here. जय श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. How did you not see earlier? Okay.
What is the meaning of word Srila?
The one who has pastimes, for him Srila word is used.
One who has pastimes.
The Acharya, a lot of pastimes, so that's what I have heard. I have not heard like that. Could be true, but I don't know. I have heard Srila means one whose a lot of pastimes are there. Okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Das, he was mentioned that he was one of Gopa's. What to do? So, then, how to understand that when in the South India, that
Kaliya Krishna and Kala Krishna, they are two Vaishnavas.
They are different.
Prabhupada is speaking about Kaliya Krishna. Kala Krishna and Kaliya Krishna.
No, sometimes they have that name also. They are like, both the names are true. But there are different personalities of that other name also.